Imagine you're cruising at 39,000 feet over the Atlantic Ocean. Nothing but darkness below you. No airports, no land, no help. And suddenly, both engines fail. You are now in a 200-ton glider carrying 306 people 75 miles away from the nearest land. This is not a movie. This actually happened. Tonight on Aero Z, the unbelievable story of Air Transat Flight 236, the Airbus that ran out of fuel in the middle of the ocean, and what investigators later discovered changed aviation forever. August 24, 2001, Air Transat Flight 236 departs from Toronto, heading to Lisbon, Portugal. On board, 293 passengers, 13 crew members. Aircraft, Airbus A330. Everything was normal. Smooth climb, calm weather, standard Atlantic crossing. Over 3 hours into the flight, cruising at 39,000 feet above the Atlantic, a cockpit warning appears: low oil temperature. It didn't seem critical, but what the pilots didn't know was that this small warning was the beginning of something catastrophic. Suddenly, engine number 2 shuts down. Silence on one side. Now they're flying on one engine, still manageable. The pilots declare an emergency and begin diverting toward Lajes Air Base in the Azores Islands, but then something terrifying happens: fuel imbalance. They notice one wing tank is losing fuel faster than the other. They attempt corrective procedures, but the leak is not internal. Fuel is literally pouring out of the aircraft, and nobody knows it yet. At 34,500 feet, the second engine flames out. Now imagine this moment: middle of the Atlantic Ocean, night, no engines, no thrust, no power from generators, only emergency systems. The Airbus A330 becomes a glider, a 200-ton glider. Silence fills the cockpit. The ram air turbine deploys automatically, a small propeller that pops out into the airflow to provide minimal power. The pilots now have one mission: glide 75 miles, without engines, without knowing if they'll make it. This becomes one of the longest passenger jet glides in aviation history. For 19 minutes, they descend silently. Passengers have no idea both engines are gone. Cabin crew prepares for possible ditching in the Atlantic. The pilots calculate glide ratio. They are losing altitude rapidly. Too high, they'll overshoot. Too low, they won't reach land. Every second matters. At 13,000 feet, they realize they might actually make it. But there's another problem. Without engines, there's limited hydraulic pressure. Brakes may not fully work. Landing gear must be gravity dropped. No go-around possible. This landing has to be perfect. They approach Lajes Air Base. The captain performs aggressive S-turns to lose altitude. Finally, touchdown. Hard, very hard. Tires burst, brakes overheat, sparks fly. The aircraft skids down the runway. Passengers scream, smoke fills the cabin. But then, the plane stops. 306 people survive, no fatalities. What should have been a disaster in the ocean becomes one of the greatest saves in aviation history. Investigators later uncover the shocking cause: a maintenance error. An incorrect hydraulic part had been installed days earlier. It caused a fuel line to rupture. Fuel leaked out for hours, unnoticed. The crew had no accurate way to measure real-time fuel loss. Because of this incident, fuel monitoring procedures were improved. Maintenance documentation was tightened. Airbus updated systems. Pilot training emphasized fuel imbalance scenarios. This wasn't just a miracle, it was a lesson that changed aviation safety worldwide. Think about it. 306 people went to sleep that night thinking it was just another flight. They had no idea they were part of one of aviation's most unbelievable survival stories. No engines, over the ocean, and they lived. That's the brilliance of aviation. That's the skill of pilots, and that's why we respect the sky. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button so more aviation lovers can discover this incredible survival story. Subscribe to Aero Z for more high-intensity aviation documentaries, and comment below. Do you think you would have stayed calm if both engines failed over the Atlantic? I'll see you in the next flight.